with association of glial cells with their respective function is correct. So let's review what glial cells are. So we know that we've discussed a lot about neurons, right? So your neurons are like your basic functioning cell in your nervous system. They help with electrical impulses, so we could send signals throughout the nervous system to know that the body should pull away if they're in danger of something hot, and sending these different signaling messages. However, glial cells, they don't have these specific functions of the neurons within the nervous system, but they help to support these neurons so they can complete the tasks that they do. So think of it kind of like if you are at a fire and police station, you might have your officers that are going out to patrol into the streets, but you might have also other employees that are working at the police and fire station who aren't going out as those first responders onto the calls, but they're there to support these officers. So maybe they help to provide them with the equipment that they need. They help guide them toward educational training. So they're not actually like the first responders, but they help to support them. That's kind of like what the glial cells do. So going through these choices, let's see which ones are correct in terms of the role of these glial cells. So option A is talking about ependymal cells, and it's saying that they promote the circulation of cerebrospinal fluid in the central nervous system. And this is correct. These cells, they help to line the ventricles of the spinal canal, and then they use hair-like projections, and we're calling them cilia, and they help to circulate the cerebrospinal fluid to where it needs to go. So it kind of helps move things along. And that is a correct choice because the ependymal cells, that is a role that they have. But remember, as a test-taking strategy, that you don't want to just pick the choice and move on. You want to read all of the options because, as we note here, all the way on the bottom is an all of the above option. So we want to make sure if these two choices are correct or not in order to know if this is all of the above or not. So for now, we could put a check next to option A because we know that that would be correct. And we might be picking option D for all of the above. So option B is saying astrocytes create blood-brain barrier. And that is also correct because they support neurons and help form a blood-brain barrier, which is like a protective shield. So it helps controlling substances from going into the bloodstream and eventually into the brain. Because if that happens, that could really cause chaos within the body, that could cause infection and be fatal. So we really want to protect our blood and brain barrier. And it helps to keep harmful toxins and pathogens out of the body, which is correct. So we know that options A and B are both correct, so we will likely be going with all the above, but let's just be sure. Let's see what option C has to say. It's saying that microglial cells phagocytose bacteria or damage neurons within the central nervous system. And this is in fact correct. The microglial cells, they utilize phagocytosis. Remember, that's kind of like eating away the pathogens that shouldn't be there to keep the nervous system healthy and avoid potential infection and inflammation. So option C is also correct, and therefore, because options A, B, and C were all correct, we could go with all of the above for describing the glial cells.